So you've got thousands of people literally buried in the backyard of this place.
They will come down just in tears talking about something was chasing them down the hallways. We've had people that thought they were followed home. That seems to be one of the things that freaks people out the most.
People were literally chained to the walls. Are you talking about abuse?
The abuse.
Oh my gosh! Wait, the flash just went off.
Wait, that smells like something's burning.
I don't know what I saw. You smell bad. You are getting punished. Straight to the chokey. All I know is it's a great day when the gas is $2.65. It's 35 degrees out. Beautiful day here in Nashville, Tennessee. I've got my wonderful shoes on. It's nice and warm. We've only got 6 hours to go. Hell yeah, brother.
As we pack the car to leave Nashville, I can't help but wonder what we're going to experience tonight at the Fairfield County Infirmary. On doing research, it's easy to see why there could be restless souls still roaming the hallway. The question is, will they come through tonight and tell us their story? Tonight, we are at the Fairfield County Infirmary located in Lancaster, Ohio. Now, the Fairfield County Infirmary, or otherwise known as the County Poorhouse, has a very rich history dating back to the early 19th century. And its doors were open to a variety of different people. From folks that are just down on life and poor, to other folks with mental ailments and other sicknesses, everyone would flock here to the infirmary as a place of refuge. Now, over the years, there would have been many additions to the Fairfield County Infirmary. Now, one of the most tragic times here at the infirmary would come when a Superintendent Hummel was in charge. Locals that would drive by the infirmary would actually report that they were seeing patients beat out on the front lawn. Now, many people would theorize what was going on inside of the infirmary if he was willing to beat people out in the public eye. Now, the history of the Fairfield County Infirmary takes a very dark turn when we start looking at what happened inside of this building. There's a part of the attic that we're going to investigate tonight where people were literally chained to the walls in the hot of summer and the cold of winter. Now, we're going to try and see if there's anything still lingering in that space because we believe the energy is very sticky. Good energy and bad energy, and I can't imagine the suffering that someone would have had to gone through chained to the wall here at the Fairfield County Infirmary. Another location we're going to check out tonight is the jail cell. This is on the female side of the infirmary, but they would pack females in by the dozens, and it would be very inhumane the way that they were treated. For sometimes even something as small as bad hygiene, they would put them in these holding cells as punishment. So we don't know what we're going to interact with tonight, but what we do know is there are entities here and spirits here that lived a very tough life, and the last thing we want to do is create any more discomfort for them now. So we're going to try and be as respectful and as open as possible in hopes that whatever we have come through tonight is receptive to what we're asking of them and willing to communicate with us. But tonight the objective is to give a voice to the spirits here and hear what they have to tell us about their time here at the poorhouse. Sitting here with Addie. Now, Addie has a very critical role here at Fairfield County as well as the other properties that Adam and them own. So Addie, go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks at home that don't know.
I am Addie Gaddis. I am the manager of Fairfield County Infirmary, Madison Seminary, Indiana State Sanatorium, Billy Creek Village, Old
Stark Saloon,
Pine Lawn Manor, and Old City Jail.
So you're up to 7 properties. So I've done a lot of the locations that she's mentioned. There's a few that I have not made videos at, but I have actually never put out a YouTube video from here on my channel yet. So this is the first one for the YouTube channel, but I've spent a lot of time in this building. I stayed here for an entire week last year, which it was as cold as it is now, and it was miserable. Yeah. But here I am again in the freezing cold. But in terms of some of the history / the paranormal activity that's taken place here, I know that you mentioned to me that there was even a woman that was in tears from an experience she had in the building. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you said you're not really sure as to what that meant, but she came to you during one of the tours and was breaking down in tears saying that something was following her.
Yeah.
What kind of general activity do you guys get from people that come in and leave this building?
So when we do flashlight tours, it's a self-guided thing, and people can stay the whole time. So we do get a lot of people that will stay the whole 5 hours. and they will come down just in tears talking about something was chasing them down the hallways. We've had people that thought they were followed home and like their pets would pass away, and they were convinced that it had something to do with them being at the building prior to it. We've had people that heard their name like whispered in their ear, and that seems to be one of the things that freaks people out the most, is like hearing their own name out loud when they're by themselves in a room.
But a lot of people that come here theorize that there's something malicious, and a lot of people point to possibly one of the superintendents that used to be over the Fairfield County Infirmary. Now, which superintendent are they talking about?
I think they're talking about Hummel.
Okay.
It gets confused with Hummel and Norris. Norris actually committed suicide in the house on the property.
Whoa.
But I've talked to people who lived here while he was superintendent, and I've heard nothing but nice stories about him. He would bring donuts to the kids and stuff like that. So I think he had other issues going on. But Hummel, there's newspaper articles from people passing by of him outside beating the residents. And if you're gonna do that out in the open, like, can you imagine what he was doing inside, behind closed doors?
Yeah, because you even look at some of the history and the stories where he used to lock people inside of the cell upstairs, and many people that driven by reported watching people get beat right in front of this building. I mean, that energy in itself is sticky. It's not to say that he himself is a demon or something dark, but it is a malevolent spirit in the form of he was an ass when he was alive, and he's probably an ass that he's dead. But I do think that this building, just from my experience, has a very weird mixture of things, but it does seem like when he comes around, he's almost still in charge, even in the afterlife. Now, the other really crazy thing about this property is there's actually an unmarked graveyard out back, and they were buried vertically, correct?
We don't know the actual cemetery. We aren't sure how they're buried in that, because when they did the ground penetrating radar, they were making sure that the cemetery line didn't go past where the fence is. So they only checked on the other side of the fence, and that's where they saw the ones that were standing up. So we're not 100% sure in the actual cemetery area how they're buried.
Yeah, cemetery, not graveyard. There is a difference. Do you know the difference?
One's by a church.
That's correct. Yeah, I misspoke. Graveyards are usually attached to a church. This one's a cemetery because this is not a church and it's not attached. So you learn something new every day. But with that being said, so how many estimated bodies do you think are back there?
The one newspaper article that was talking about the roped off section, it said about 1,300 to 2,000.
Wow.
But that's not including the ones that they found outside of it that were standing. And they said they found them all the way down the tree line, all the way up to the road, between here and the house, just everywhere.
Okay, so you've got thousands of people literally buried in the backyard of this place. Now, a lot of these people were folks that didn't have families or came from very unfortunate situations, correct?
Yeah.
This was more like almost like a poor farm. And then it was like an asylum in the sense of anyone could come in here to seek refuge. That's what makes it even more interesting that Hummel was so abusive and in a role of superiority, because a lot of the people here were coming here because this was their last shot. Even the story of Adam getting this place is a bit of a just odd story.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially he was in like a bidding battle for what he was trying to pay for the building. And they were essentially telling him that there was another bidder bidding against them, trying to raise the price. And was it Becca or him that had a little boy essentially say, like, there's no other bidder, you're the only one, and then he offered $1, correct?
Yeah.
So, like, the whole reason this place is even open for investigations in itself is a paranormal experience.
Yeah.
Because at that point, he literally took his offer down to $1 and said there's no other bidder. He took the information that this spirit child gave him and ended up with this building. So I think that in itself is just a really cool experience, because it not only shows that the spirits here care, but that they're intelligent enough to communicate.
Yeah.
So that's what I really love about this place is it's so active, and there's so many people that come in here to communicate that you never know who or what's going to come through. Obviously, you have the risk of having maybe something darker come through at some point, but you also have the risk of communicating with something very intelligent. And that's the good risk out of this. But I'm excited to see who or what we contact tonight. We have a few different hot spots. But thank you so much, Addie, for the interview.
You're welcome.
And let's do this thing. What's going on, guys? Tonight we have a brand new video from the Fairfield County Infirmary in Lancaster, Ohio. I'm here with Bubsy. Now, I actually have lived in this location for over a week. You heard that, right?
What was that?
But we are going to begin tonight with an objective of giving a voice to those who maybe were ignored or not listened to whenever they were alive. What do you think about that, Bubsy? Good talk. So we're currently here on the second floor, and we're going to begin our investigation inside of the women's cell area. A lot of crazy things can happen inside of the cell. They've even caught the cell door moving at times. But we're going to start our investigation there. And I really want to focus on Savannah making an interaction because, I mean,
I'm a woman, so.
So it kind of just makes sense, and hopefully they'll talk to her, or maybe they'll talk to me. I don't know. Maybe my long hair will confuse them. I don't really know.
Bubsy's head's a little squeaky.
All right, Bubs, I'm going to put you back in your chair, okay, Bubba?
It's a little squeaky.
Okay, let's put him back in his chair.
My face is literally frozen. Like,
Yeah,
I can't feel it.
It's really cold in here. Like,
19 degrees.
it's 19 degrees, but we wanted to come because, first off, we love the Fairfield County Infirmary. Adam and Addie are super cool. And this is a place that I've spent a lot of time investigating, but haven't made an official video. So we wanted to come here to make a video to try and touch on the history here, let people know about the history here, but also give that opportunity for the spirits here to speak with us. Okay, so we are about to go inside of the woman's cell right now. Now, as you see the cell door there, they actually used to put women inside of the cell, like I said before, in the dozens. I just spit on the camera. But they've actually caught this door right here moving on camera. So I'll try and see if I can find the clip, but they've actually seen this thing moving on camera before. So
It's pretty heavy.
not expecting that to happen tonight because things like that are super rare. But if it did, that'd be pretty cool.
Be pretty.
Okay, so again, Savannah, I think with you being a woman and this space being the space where the woman would have been, I think it might be, who left this photo? Emily Nichols. It's kind of a, this is a weird thing though. So if you're familiar with New Orleans or the cemeteries in New Orleans, a lot of people will leave offerings. So they leave something with the intent of trying to give the spirits here an offering or a trigger object to interact with. So as we look at this table, you see money, cigarettes. Oh, right as I'm talking about the table,
It's going off.
that was going off. So that might be me. Hang on.
Is it?
If that's you, can you keep circling that? Walk all the way around that, please.
Can you keep moving around that device?
She's still.
Go closer to it again.
I don't want to disrupt.
I mean, it's not moving at all.
It's moving now.
I stand corrected.
If you can go all the way around, we'll believe that there's somebody here that wants to communicate with us. Were you one of the women that were held in this cell? It's going back the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I walk forward, well,
I can't tell.
I really can't either.
Go back. Yeah, I think that's you.
Let me step back here. So I'm back further. So this picks up static EMF. This isn't the same as a normal EMF device. But with that being said, us having static electricity can make this device go off. So that is something as investigators we have to be cognizant of.
Could it be worse because it's cold outside?
I'm not sure.
You know how like your hair and things get staticky and like when it's cold? Could it be the same
maybe.
thing?
And then everybody say hello to the TikTok camera. So you guys know we have our TikTok sub camera running while we're investigating here. So say hello. But I want to really try and see if we can connect to any of the women in this room, because one, we have Savannah with us, and secondly, I feel like a lot of them may have something to say, because when they were alive, they were mistreated in this space. Not to try and rekindle that mistreatment by any means, but to give them an opportunity to speak with us. So we're going to pull out a few different pieces of equipment and see if there's anything in the room or the building that would like to talk with us. So first thing we like to do is always to introduce ourselves. So for any of the spirits that can hear my voice, my name's Kalani.
And I am Savannah.
And we have traveled all the way from Nashville, Tennessee to speak with you. Now, you by no means have to speak with us tonight or do anything for us tonight, but we just want to talk with you. We want to give you the opportunity to speak, because we know that a lot of your life could have been very hectic, especially if you lived here. We've heard a lot of bad things about mistreatment that took place here, and we wanted to give you an opportunity to speak with us. Now, we know many people have left you offerings here on this table, and as I was talking about earlier, you think about New Orleans and they leave all of these different offerings, but people are leaving intent. It's weird, I start talking about offerings again,
Goes off.
and it goes off. But people are leaving things with the intent to try and give an offering to something here. Now, I think that in itself has some power, it has some energy, because you're taking something of your own and you're leaving it for the things here. And I'm not really sure about some of the items, but you know, I think that's the whole purpose, is to try and give an offering to whatever's here. So let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments below, what would you leave a spirit here as an offering? I'm curious. But with that being said, let's get out some equipment. I don't want to overload the space, because I feel like sometimes we get so equipment heavy that we kind of lose sight of our purpose of even being in this environment. But maybe we'll put the flux in the hallway.
Yeah.
Just in case something wants to move in the hallway.
I think the DR16 here could be good.
True. Remember, this does motion detection. Once that calibrates, I'll show you what that looks like. Hello? Is there anybody there? Okay. So if that goes off, we'll know that there's something setting off the sensors. See, that static now still going off.
Yeah, I saw that.
If you're one of the women that was in this room, can you completely circle that device in the middle of the table, please? Something I really want to focus on as an investigator right now, though, is not trying to be super demanding. I feel like a lot of times we get so caught up in trying to have evidence happen that we're super demanding for the space. Because I try and talk with them like they're people, which I like to joke, I like to laugh, I like to sing, but I just try and communicate with them like they're living people. Oh.
What was that?
I think that was TikTok.
Oh.
Hello? If you would like to speak with us, can you step away from that device completely? Just step away from that device so that we know that you can hear what I'm saying, and I'll know that you want to speak with me or my wife.
I feel like that might be affected by how cold it is.
I mean, that's one thing I will say too about the equipment, is temperature has a big play on electronic components. So this very well, I've never used this thing in this cold of weather. This very well could be a weather related malfunction, but if you don't use the equipment, you don't know that. So this is my first time using that in the cold. What's the one thing that always messes up?
In the cold?
Oh, if you read the manual for the paranormal music box, the coffin shaped one, If it's below 40, if I'm not mistaken, it can misread and malfunction. So for my other investigators out there, the biggest thing I can tell you is trying to learn how your equipment does in certain environments, because if it's too cold, it will give you a lot of misreadings, which can kind of defeat the purpose of even having it out. Kind of like we're seeing here.
You okay?
It's the cold. Okay. So here, let's put out a...
Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of sniffling.
A lot of sniffling, folks. I've got a lot of sniffles. It's
What does that smell?
Wait, hey, the flux just went off.
Wait, that smells like something's burning.
Does it?
Yes, it smells like something's on fire. You don't smell that?
No, I can't really smell anything.
No, it smells like something legit is on fire.
You're smelling something on fire?
Yes.
Well, let's go check the gear room really quick because we have a heater running. I'd hate for us to be the final investigation at the Fairfield County Infirmary.
How can you can't smell that?
No, but I can't smell anything because my nose is so stopped up. The rooms look really creepy.
Smell like a strong fire smell. Strong burn smell.
Wait!
What?
If there's not something on fire, think about it.
Yeah, the lady that caught on
Jane Householder caught on fire and passed away here from that fire. Not saying it's a...
Okay, well, let's continue to go
Sorry.
investigate.
Sorry.
And then we will see.
I was just thinking. That's creepy. I don't see anything on fire. No? I mean, nothing's really loud, but nothing on fire. I wonder if that was Jane.
There's no smell down here. Literally, when we came downstairs, there was no smell.
I mean, okay, let's use our logic really quick. Maybe there's like airflow coming in from outside. Somebody has a fire going. But it is really weird how you said you had a fire smell.
Yeah.
And there's literally one of the most famous reports from this place is from a woman named Jane Householder that burned alive here. And right when you said you heard the smell was when the flux went off.
When I smelled the smell.
Or what did I say? Heard?
Heard the smell.
When you smelled the smell. I meant to say when I heard you say.
I know what you mean. Heard the smell.
Yeah. Heard the smell.
Didn't you tweet one time? Do you smell sounds?
Yeah, I think I don't remember what I said. Something like that. I've always got something weird to say. Jane, did we just hear you? Or
You know what you're saying now.
did we just smell you? Did we just smell you, Jane? That sounds so bad.
Question.
It kind of does have a fire smell.
No, it's gone now. What I was smelling, it was a strong. Like I really thought something might have been on fire.
I can't believe I just said you heard a smell. So we're gonna do a quick EVP session. And I'm gonna ask for Jane, since you had that fire smell come through, and right when you mentioned smelling it,
That went off.
I heard the flux and saw the flux go off.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jane, did you just come into the room? If there's any other spirit here, can you come to this device in my hand and say the word banana? All right, let's do a playback. What was that? In the room? Hang on.
Did you just come into the room?
In the room.
If there's any other spirit here, can you come to this device in my hand and say the word banana?
So I'm gonna actually replace.
That.
Yeah, it seems like it's malfunctioning from the cold.
Yeah, I think it is.
But maybe we can put out a. I want to put out a K2 as well.
So we have the Epic, the K2, and the Capel, and then the Flux.
Yeah. Just a few different devices to try and pick up if there's anything in the room with us. Okay, for the spirits here at Fairfield County Infirmary, I know you're very intelligent. You've done some pretty remarkable things. But we have a few devices out. If you could come forward and interact with one of these devices to let us know of your presence, that'd be appreciated. Maybe you ask.
If you'd like to come forward and talk with us, can you set off one of these devices in this room? We don't mean you any harm or disrespect, but we'd like to give you a voice if you would like to talk tonight. I
Said
said
no.
no.
You don't want to speak with us? Is that what you're saying?
Can you confirm on that same device that you just set off if you'd like to speak to us or not? That was a yes.
Did it flash?
Yeah. Can you confirm one more time? Would you or would you not like to talk to us tonight?
So if you light up the green side or the left side, that'll be yes. The right side or the red side would be no. Would you like to speak with me or Savannah tonight? Oh, it said yes.
Oh.
Okay. I'm just here to speak with you. Maybe what I should do is make it a little bit of a similar environment to what it would have been.
Yeah. Oh, you're closing the door.
Yeah, so we'll close the cell door. Okay, it's just us in here now. We've closed the cell door. Now we're stuck in here with you. Can you talk to us now? You can make a loud knock if you don't want to use any of this equipment, and you would just like to make a loud knock or an audible noise. That would be okay too if you want to speak with us. Oh,
What is that?
the flux just went off right when I asked for that.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's just show you guys there's nobody out here.
That was pretty cool.
Right when I asked.
Yeah, I know. Like the second you asked.
So are you more comfortable with us being locked in here? I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, neither. They're like, if it's us in here, it's all of us.
Maybe they're like outside the door.
Maybe they're outside. They have their power back. Maybe they're outside the door and we're in here.
Or it could be one of the superintendents locking us in.
It could be that too. I don't know. It could, one of the two, I think.
Yeah, like maybe by us closing the door, it kind of...
I mean, I feel like if I was in their situation in this moment right now, why would I want to be in the room that I was traumatized in? Why wouldn't you want to be outside of the room, you know?
Then maybe they want to speak to us, but they don't want to come back in the room.
Could be.
Well, here, let me try and recreate maybe like what happened. You smell bad.
That said yes. Said yes.
You smell bad. You are getting punished. Straight to the chokey.
I don't know.
Does that not seem convincing?
Not really, no. Sounds like you're going to hand me a donut.
That's a donut. Okay, hang on. What if we really did recreate the environment? Why would I be in this room?
Oh yeah, so you're just gonna put me in here by myself?
I mean, to be fair, like this was where they put the women. So why should I be in here?
What was that? Why should I?
All right, listen here. All right, it's cold. My voice.
Have you hit puberty already, or
No.
you still waiting on it, or?
I'm a late bloomer.
He's 25 and married. He's a late bloomer.
Listen, folks.
I want to talk about what goes on.
I'm a late bloomer. All right, I'm gonna step outside of the door. Maybe I'll do an EVP session out here.
Do you want me to come stand like by the cell door?
You can, or you can keep it on the instruments on the table.
Okay.
Okay, let's try another EVP session out here to see.
Oh, this just said yes when you said EVP.
Okay. So let's see if there's anything in the hallway with us. Are you out in the hallway with me right now? Am I speaking with one of the superintendents? Can you make a loud knock? Are you moving?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I swear I just heard steps. Hang on. You're still filming in there?
Yeah.
Just try and stay as still and as quiet as possible.
Okay.
I thought I just heard steps above us. Did I just hear you above me? Can you knock twice if that was you? That was strange. They were very faint, but it sounded like walking, which above us is the dungeon area where they used to chain people up, and also the chicken coop. That was really weird. Okay, let me play back this EVP really quick before I forget about it.
Are you out in the hallway with me right now?
Whoa!
Are you out in the hallway with me right now?
It sounds like I am.
Am I speaking with one of the superintendents? Can you make a loud knock?
One more time in that beginning.
Are you out in the hallway with me right now?
It's saying something.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, that just looks so creepy down there. It looks so ominous down the hallway.
You come back for me?
Did you make it?
Barely. Survived. The epic was kind of going off. It's funny, when I pointed to it, it went off. It was kind of going off in correlation with your questions. Like you'd ask and it would go off,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of weird. Especially since it's not responding to your voice, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the device, I'm saying. I don't know.
Okay, this is the last opportunity to speak in the cell here. I'm not going to ask you any questions. Actually, I'm only going to ask you one question because I know who owns this building. And I know that you are accustomed to this question. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Start recording. Can you say the word banana? Are we speaking with Jane Householder? Does anyone in the room have a message for us? Okay.
I'm not gonna ask you any questions. Proceeds to ask.
I thought, okay, I asked the banana one.
And then 2 more.
But then I saw
I'm
that.
not gonna ask you anything except for these 3 questions.
Alright, listen, you know what? I'm not taking this.
You got a little bit of hot hair going on over there. Man, if I pulled mine off, there is no telling what bird's nest is underneath here, so.
Caw-caw!
That's exactly what it would be.
Caw-caw!
Exactly what it would be.
Okay, play back.
Can you say the word banana?
Banana!
No, it's not safe.
Listen!
No.
Banana.
Right there! Bro, listen!
It's like one syllable.
No, it's not. Listen!
Okay, I do hear it.
Loser!
Are we speaking with Jane Householder? Does anyone in the room have a message for her?
What'd that say?
Does anyone in the room have a message for her?
I don't have a message?
Does anyone in the room have a message for her?
I feel like I hear a message at the end, but I can't make out what's before it.
I thought I heard I don't have a message. We might have to try and enhance that a little bit.
Yeah.
See if it comes through a little bit clearer.
In my defense, you can't hear banana unless you're by the device, so I was across the room.
So I heard those footsteps above us. I'm thinking maybe that's our sign that we move upstairs next. We've got a few other spots here that I do want to hit. Okay, something I wanted to point out is, if you remember in the interview, Addie said something about building the building a weird way to avoid fire code issues. This is what she meant. It's like a slanted roof, and there's literally just a wall right off of the stairwell. Like, you can just walk right into the wall.
Pretty freaking weird.
So instead of redoing the staircases for fire code, they just like stuck a wall in there.
They just slapped it together.
But this is the attic space right here, or the dungeon. I always think of dungeons in like basements though. Which, it's very ominous up here, very spooky. You do not get a good feeling being up here.
No, it is very spooky.
I'd say,
What's that?
I think it's my shoe.
No, back there, like against metal.
Did you hear something?
Yeah.
I'd say the energy up here is probably the worst out of the entire building.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel scary. It's just pretty heavy, I feel like.
Yeah, and the other fact is this is where people would have been chained.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
It's heavy.
You've got the chains over here where they used to chain people up in the wintertime and summertime. I could not imagine being chained up right now.
No.
Like, that's literally a horrible, horrible, inhumane thing to do, and they were doing that less than 100 years ago.
Yeah. Like really not that long ago in the grand scheme of things.
Less than 100 years ago, people were chained to this wall in some of the harshest winters and summers in the state of Ohio. Like, that's...
How they were getting away with that, I have no idea.
And this area can be very active, so this is the original spot that the chains would have been. You can see the marks there. But I think that's part of why this area is so heavy, is because there was literal suffering that took place right here. And then you move over here to the chicken coop, which I think they have the original wallpaper from when this place was built inside the chicken coop. But you can see they call it the chicken coop because of the chicken wire here. But like, just look at how spooky that is. Savannah, I think maybe up here we have a little bit more space in between us. And we might be able to see, I don't know. I know you don't like being alone. This is the chicken coop area, which I've had really good activity here before in the past. In this room specifically. And another thing is we always talk about energy being sticky. This is the original wallpaper that was here. You can see it's peeling in spots, but this is the original one. So the same wallpaper that would have been here when all of these people would have been living here.
What would this space have been used for, do you know?
I don't remember exactly. I want to say this is where the sickest individuals were. If I'm not mistaken, this is where folks with mental ailments would have been placed.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of why the communication in this room is different. Because if somebody's nonverbal or communicates in a different way outside of just speaking, then they would have to interact in a different way in this room. Yeah. And I think that's why sometimes the energy and communication in this room can be different than other parts of the building. Okay, so we're starting this session up here with Savannah under Estes to see if we can connect with anyone that's in this room. There you go.
That looks very expensive.
What are you talking about, my camera?
That does.
You're talking about my camera?
Any more money?
You're asking me if I have any more money?
Help!
Not after I bought this.
My arm hurts.
Did you come here to seek medical assistance?
Are you a doctor?
No, I'm not a doctor. My name's
Well, can you get one?
I can get a doctor if you'd like. What?
I need to conserve energy.
Can you tell me what year it is for you?
Return it.
I'll get a doctor for you if you can.
What you found?
Return what I found. I don't know what you mean.
People make money off of this.
I'm just here to give you the opportunity
We all know.
I'm just here to give you the opportunity to speak. I know that many people here were ignored in their life, and no one was here to speak with them.
Busy.
You're too busy to speak?
You're busy people.
Are you talking about me?
Sorry. Watch it.
Sounds like there's like multiple spirits trying to come through. How many spirits?
This is why.
How many spirits are in the room with me right now?
Hello.
Hello?
I'm Jake.
Hello, Jake. Can you tell me what year it is for you, Jake? For me, it's 2000.
You're not new.
No, I'm not new. I've been here many
You've
times.
told stories here.
I have told stories here. That's correct.
Do you know Veronica?
No, I don't know Veronica. Who's Veronica?
Superintendent. That was super clear.
Are you saying Veronica was a superintendent?
Yes.
I don't...
Exactly.
What year was she superintendent?
Can you move that?
Can I move what?
Patrick.
I heard that come through her headset.
Let them do that.
Do you know who Henry?
Make way.
Do you know who Henry?
Excuse me.
Do you know Henry Hummel?
We're coming through.
Oh, sorry.
Patrick, stop.
Is Patrick the one that's being rude?
What about the kids? Lay down right here. Put this over your knee. Hide all of them.
Why are we hiding the children?
The people.
Are we hiding the children from someone?
They have to hide.
Can you tell me why?
I feel kind of dizzy. A little bit dizzy.
Can you tell me why the children have to hide?
Adopted.
Are you not supposed to have them up here?
Kind of sounded like it said Norwich.
It's kind of random. I need you to try and speak a little bit clearer for me, not through me.
It's been a long time.
You said that you had to hide the children. Who are you hiding the children from?
It was a problem here.
Are you talking
I
about?
couldn't do it.
Are you talking about abuse?
The abuse.
Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I'm not here to.
So much sadness.
So much sadness. Yeah. I'm not here to cause you any more
They
pain.
didn't fix it.
I heard a lot of people knew about the abuse.
I got injured here.
Did someone hit you? Did someone abuse you?
Todd.
Was
19.
Are you saying your name's Todd and you're 19? What year?
1948.
Holy crap! We just got a year. Well, Todd, my name's Kalani.
Strawberry. Perfume.
This man is wearing perfume. But my name's Kalani and it's 2023 where I'm at. Are you saying it's 1948 where you're at right now?
This is it.
This is it? Well, Todd, you're not crazy. You're not hearing my voice. I am real. I'm alive in a different time. Can you tell me what your environment looks like? I'm in a very...
They did everything wrong.
They did everything wrong? That's what I've heard. Can you tell me who you're...
I'm capable of much more.
I think so too, Todd. Have you ever heard...
I can cook.
You can cook? What do you like to cook?
Special things. Candy.
You can cook candy? I've never even made candy before.
I ended up here
What
out of a job.
was that? Fucking right next to me. Shoot, sorry, I did not mean to...
I'm from Philly.
You're from Philly. So you didn't have a job and you ended up coming all the way here?
They're so inconsiderate.
Well, I think you have the ability to be whatever you want to be. What kind of candy can you make? Did I just hear you in the room next to me?
He disappeared.
Where did he go?
Richard.
Who's
He
Richard?
went away.
Was that the guy that made the candy?
He thought he could get away with it.
Thought
My
he-
grandmother knew.
Thought he could get away with what?
Just said the R word.
Oh.
R-A. She knew it.
Did he
He
do
did
that?
too. That's why he went.
Did he do that to someone here?
It happened.
I'm so sorry. Did he flee because he didn't want to be caught?
The police didn't care.
Is it because you were here? The police didn't care about you because you were here at the poor farm? I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I know it doesn't help anything, but I'm here to speak with you now, and I appreciate you giving me insight into these things that we thought were going on here. Is there anything I can do from where I'm at now to bring you comfort to where you are now? Is there anything I can do?
At this moment, Savannah stopped her Estes session. Something was physically affecting her, and I have a theory that it could have been one of the abusers trying to keep the other spirits quiet, and to prevent them from channeling through Savannah, he ended the communication himself.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not getting much with the devices that are out.
Yeah.
But the Estes session was wild.
Yeah.
And if we can somehow find the names and how they correlate to somebody, that'd be really cool.
We should do some research on those names.
Because, I mean, there's so many names of people that have walked through these halls, but it was weird because they said they were hiding the children. And then I asked them why they were hiding the children, and they said pretty much from abuse.
Like they were hiding the children from the abuse?
From the abusers, yeah.
What sucks about this place is I feel like a lot of the history, it's hard to find. So I'm sure that there's like hundreds of names that you're just never gonna come across.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why when I come here I try and be as open and receptive and respectful as possible, is because a lot of these people, they don't have headstones. They don't have anything that's marking their name down, because a lot of early...
didn't even mark that they died.
Yeah, a lot of early record keeping, just like she said, they may not even have marked that they died.
Well, if they were trying to hide the abuse here, like, they're not going to keep track of that, you know?
No, and these are people that didn't have families. They were drifters. They were people that society didn't care about.
Yeah.
So...
even up until their death, nobody ever...
even as investigators coming in here, I think my whole purpose of being here is to give these people that live their lives in the shadows a moment of light. And I even asked one of the spirits that came through if there's anything I can do to help. And that's when you kind of came out, and we didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah.
So for the last session of the night, we are about to head down to the bottom floor, which is where the morgue area is, as well as the old doctor's office. So I'm going to show you guys around really quick. I want to show you how spooky it looks down here. I mean, this is probably the creepiest part of the entire building, and I don't mean that in any kind of exaggeration. It's just a very ominous feeling down here. Like you feel like there's something that's going to pop out. And I think this is also where people have seen shadow figures peeking out as well. This is the doctor's office. But look at this. I mean, it's just super creepy. Like all these instruments in here.
Very creepy.
Are you ready for your examination?
I am not gonna be having an examination in the basement of Fairfield.
I'm gonna need to give you an examination. Yikes.
That's what she said.
And then they actually had viewings in here at one point. So this is the viewing room over here, which they have a prop casket in now. But you can see in here, like, is that a bone? I think it's a fake one. It's just a big old bone. Ooh, yeah. I can't play actual music because then YouTube gets mad at me for copyright, even though I'm the one playing the music, but they don't care because it's not my music. But yeah, so this is the viewing room. It's got a weird smell in here. In the summertime, it's
Musty.
really bad.
Yeah.
Musty level is like a complete 20.
Musty levels out of this world.
20 out of 10. Very musty. And the piano there.
Okay, there's more of that.
This is actually the front entrance of the building right here.
Yep.
The morgue. Yes, we're going back to the morgue. Hello, spirits. It is I. Hear me, hear me. Okay, here it is. Now they do have this sealed up for wintertime to try and prevent any of the pipes from bursting.
Yeah.
But they do have their own form of an egregore here. So we know of egregores as almost thought form entities, as people call out a name and they get a response. Well, this is the room where the entity Willie likes to come forward. And they call him Willie because Willie is written on the wall here. But I think that's probably just a name that other spirits in this area react to because people call out to Willie and have had interactions with a Willie, but there's no guarantee that their name was actually Willie. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's any spirits in here, would you like to come forward and say hello? Is there a Willie here? Or someone who goes by the name Willie? If there's any other spirits here, can you make a loud, audible noise? That's my foot. Are there any spirits that still hang out down here in the morgue? Okay.
Who would be skateboarding or roller skating on this?
I think that's a joke. No skateboarding or rollerblading.
I was concerned there for a second.
Is there a Willie here? Or someone who goes by the name of Willie?
Yes?
Does any other spirit here can make a loud, audible noise?
I don't know if that was my light or what. I swear I just saw something peek out. Because I wasn't moving my light at all, but I was looking in the crack of this body cooler and I see something like a shape of a man do this
Yeah.
and then come back in. I don't know if I was looking at this thing or not with the camera because I was trying to keep it on the DR60.
Yeah.
Let's go back over here. I want to see if it was a
It's a
shadow.
little creepy.
I want to see if it was a shadow. Go back where you were. No. I don't know what I just saw. I saw the head like the shape of a man
It's pretty wild.
in that.
You okay?
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I was pointing the camera over here, which sucks. Let's try. Did I just see a man peeking out at me from inside of this room?
know. Little something, but
That was weird. Like, I literally thought I saw someone peeking out at us from inside of the body cooler.
that's weird.
Because I stopped, like, mid-playback.
No, I could tell that it like spooked you a little bit.
Well, because our lights were not moving.
Well, I don't even have a light. Well, the only way that would have created a shadow is if you were moving, like, the door is kind of partially open.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know what I saw.
Yeah.
I didn't see any details. It was like the silhouette of a person. Like, it was like if we were casting a shadow, like what our shadow would look like, but there was nothing in front of it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, people see shadow figures here all the time. It's not that too far-fetched to believe, but it's very rare that I see something like that.
Yeah. No, that is pretty crazy. Pretty cool.
Was your body held in that cooler right there? Yes, it was.
Was your body held in that cooler right there?
I can kind of hear that.
Was your body held in that cooler right there?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that is weird.
So guys, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I think we've had really good instances of paranormal activity happening here tonight. The Estes session was really cool. I can't wait to do a little bit more research on that to see if we can find someone that was coming through that. But if you have made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. Please make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications. We post weekly. And also, we're using a brand new camera system. If you're enjoying the quality of this camera over my previous videos, please let me know in the comments because I love your guys' feedback. And then for my folks that want more of an uncut episode, kind of longer, full interviews, a lot more of the history, we're going to be putting those out on my Patreon page. You can get access to Patreon for $3 a month. But I enjoy this place. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments where you want me to go next. And we'll see you guys next week with a brand new video. I'm Kalani Ghost Hunter.
And I'm Sav.
And this is our episode from the Fairfield County Infirmary.
One final message I have is with the holiday season approaching, please reach out to those loved ones that could be lonely this holiday season. It's not an easy time for folks that have lost someone. And as I give a voice to those that can't speak any longer, speak to those that we can still talk to today. Tell them you love them, give them a hug, and I hope you guys all have a blessed holiday season.